Hey everybody, Lysa Allman-Baldwin here. As you can see, I'm sitting in my car. I was just running between errands, and the thought that came to me today was fear. Now, we've all heard the acronym for FEAR, which is false evidence appearing real. Some people also say forgetting everything's all right, and a really good friend of mine says future events already ruined. But I have a new acronym for fear, which I'll tell you about in a second. But when we're dealing with fear, I have these steps that I do to see if the fear is really rational or if I'm just coming up with all kind of stuff in my head. So the first thing I do is I stop and take a deep breath, because you're so constricted and your hands are like this and your face is all scrunched up and you're not breathing your full breath in your lungs because you're just gripped by this fear of whatever is going on. So first thing to do is stop and take a deep breath. Second thing is to thank the fear for getting your attention. And when I say thank the fear for getting your attention, no matter what it is, whether it's real, whether it's imagined, it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you something. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is to examine the fear. Is it imminent fear? Or is it a fear from the past, something that you don't want to repeat, or a fear of the future, something that you don't want to happen? And when I say imminent fear, I mean like a fire or a flood or someone's physically trying to harm you. That's imminent fear. And if that's imminent fear, your body has probably already started doing what it needs to take care of it. You're running, you're calling 911, you're yelling to somebody for help. That's imminent fear. But if it's not imminent fear, it's something in the past you don't want to happen again, or it's something in the future. Step number 4 is to re-examine the fear. You can ask yourself things like, what is the opposite of this fear story? Or how would I want to feel without the burden of this fear story? Or even, what if I choose not to believe this fear story this time? And step number 5 is cut yourself some slack. Hello? We are so hard on ourselves, harder on ourselves than we would be on somebody else who was having the same struggle. We don't get rid of fear necessarily overnight. We don't get rid of it that it never comes back. And it comes up for different reasons at different times. But if we can take the time to stop and do those steps, or do even one of those steps, it can really allay your fears and help calm you down. So the new acronym for fear that I mentioned is face everything and rise up. Face everything and rise up. We have been fearful before in the past, and we've overcome it. We're going to be fearful again in the future, and we can overcome it. We might be fearful right now in this moment, but we can overcome it. So I hope this new acronym for fear, face everything and rise up, was helpful for you today. Go out there, kick some life ass, and don't let fear take you off your course.